Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Dhyayamodhavalavakunthanavatim tejomayim nashtikim Digdhapangavilokinim Bhagavatim Mandatpita Srimukhim Valsalyamritavarshinim Sumadhuram Sankirtanalapinim Shamanangi Madhsikta Suktim Amritanandatmikam Ishwarim Om Amriteshwari Namaha Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha Om Gum Ganapate Namaha Maha Saraswati Namaha Om. My infinite prostrations at the lotus feet of my Sadguru Sri Mata Amritanandamayi Devi, Universal Teacher, Universal Mother, my humble pranams to all our most beloved children. A few talks in future will be not only for amongst devotees, but for my old classmates, my old friends in my school and my native town and in other places. This talk is also mainly not only for devotees, but for my old friends, my classmates. My classmates of St. Michael's 1973 batch, we are remembering our teachers, what they have taught us. They have taught us English, other languages, history, geography, science, mathematics, academic knowledge they have taught us. And with that knowledge we have gone for higher studies to the college up to maybe PhD, and then we are retired now, all of us are retired now. We must have been in very high positions in the outer world. I remember one incident which our Menon sir, I'm sure all of us remember, our classmates remember what Menon sir taught us. Menon sir told us an incident. It was from the life of Vidyasagar during the freedom struggle. Vidyasagar, all of us, we know who was Vidyasagar. Is a great scholar, a great patriot, freedom fighter, and he was invited to a party. The story was told to us by Menon sir in one of his Hindi classes. So he said, Vidyasagar was invited to a party by the Englishman. So in the evening, he came in his usual clothes, the Indian clothes. So when we reached the gate, the security stopped him, and the security told him, you cannot come in this dress. Therefore, Vidyasagar went back home. He changed his dress. He came back in coat, suit, Pakka, like in the English dress he came back, and this time he was allowed entry into the party hall. After there was a conference, there was a meeting, discussions, and then they sat for dinner. And when they sat for dinner, the food was served to him, and he just sat there. Food was in front of him, and he was just sitting there. Those who were nearby, they told him, sir, please have it, please have it. You know remember what he did, what Menon sir told us. He said, please have it, please have it, please have it, please have it, please have it. The others were surprised, the Englishmen were surprised. Sir, what are you doing? Why are you asking your dress to eat? And Vidyasagar's reply was, when I came in my Indian dress, I was not allowed to enter the party hall. I went back home, I changed my dress, I came in the dress of an Englishman, then I was allowed inside. So I thought that it was not I who was invited, but my dress was invited. Therefore, I was asking my dress to eat. Can you understand? Now, in December 1973 batch, St. Michael's 10th standard, we are supposed to meet. I can come only in this dress. Usually I don't wear this. Usually when I board the aircraft, usually air hostess just avoid me because many are allergic to this kind of dress. I am openly telling you, there are many who are allergic. They don't like this dress. So usually I don't wear this. So once it is rainy season now. Last month when I boarded the aircraft, I was wearing this. The air hostess said, "Good morning, sir." So this looked very impressive. And therefore, frankly, I do not know how many of my friends will accept me in this dress. This dress is a wonderful dress. So proper understanding of dress and uniforms. When we were in school, we had a white shirt, and we had till 7th standard we had a khaki shorts. But then from the 8th standard we had the white shirt and we had black pants. Whether from 8th, 9th and 10th we were wearing black pants, and the tie was compulsory, shoes was compulsory, etc. when you were in the till 6th standard. So let me tell you something about this dress, this sannyasa, this dress. This cloth which I am wearing, I am wearing this because my Guru Amma, she advised me to wear this. I do not know why. So I am covering my head with this cloth because my Guru Amma asked me to cover this. I still do not know why, because in our tradition, when the Guru tells the disciple to do something, we just do it. We never ask why. Therefore, I am covering my head with this cloth only because of my Amma Guru's instructions. So this dress sannyasi is we cannot blame anybody if you suspect sannyasis. So Swami Chinmayananda, he beautifully, humorously says, "Longer the beard, greater the suspicion." Not humorously he says. And again we say that he had traveled all over the world, Swami Chinmayananda. And sometimes the devotees, they insist that they bless him. So when one devotee knelt down in front of Swami Chinmayananda, and the devotee touched the Swami's feet, and the devotee said, "Swami, please place your palm on my head and bless me." So the Swamiji smiled and said, "Now look here, you touch my feet and I touch your head. What will happen? The mud on my feet will stick to your hands, and the hair oil on your head will stick to my hands. Other than that, nothing will happen." So therefore, it is humorous, but usually great Mahatmas, great Guru, they have the power to bless. They touch us. Our elders, if our elders are really pleased with us, if we make them happy, they touch our heads. That's a big blessing. That is what we have to understand. Now, I will tell you something. You think sannyasa, when see these sannyasis, they are very suspicious. They try to avoid sannyasis. Now, let me try to explain what exactly is sannyasa. I'll prove to you that everyone likes sannyasa. Sannyasa, what does sannyasa means? Renunciation. Sannyasa means leaving our home, leaving wife and children, leaving everything and going away. That is what is sannyasa. Leaving everything and going away is sannyasa. Now think for a moment. In deep sleep, what happens? Your wife is there with you? No. Your children are there with you? No. Your house is there with you? No. You are sleeping on the bed. In deep sleep, your children, your wife, your house, your car, nothing is available. But all of us enjoy a deep sleep. If somebody tries to wake up, we get annoyed. Don't disturb me, I am sleeping. And then you go back to sleep. So in deep sleep, everything is renounced. If there is any one distracting thought, for example, did I lock the door? Then that thought is disturbing me. I get up and I see whether the door is locked, then I come back and then I go to sleep. And therefore, in deep sleep, everything is gone, but we really enjoy a very deep sleep. Our spiritual masters, they were wonderful psychologists. They analyzed what happens to this I. An example. He called me a monkey. I got angry and I slapped him. I punched him. He called me a monkey. I got angry and I punched him. Now look here. Actually what happened? He called my face a monkey. The mind got angry and the hand punched. Is it not? He called me a monkey, I got angry and I punched him. He called the face a monkey. The face did not get angry, the mind got angry, and the mind did not punch but the hand punched. Therefore, what is that I who identifies itself to the face? When I say my face, my mind, my hand, which is that I? Is the question. And in deep sleep, we can see, in deep sleep, there is no eyes. With my eyes, I see. When the eyes see, I say I see. When the ears hear, I say I hear. When the tongue talks, I say I talk. When the hand punches, I say I punch. What is that I which identifies itself sometimes with the mind, with the eyes, with the ears, with the tongue, with the nose, I smell. I write. So what is that I? And in deep sleep, nothing is available. My sense organs are not available. My body is not available. My mind is not available. I'm not thinking. Nothing is. It's only blackout. But when I wake up, I say, I enjoyed. It was very blissful. I enjoyed a very good sleep. Which I said that? There was nothing in deep sleep. But when I wake up, I say, I enjoyed a very good sleep. I did not know anything. It was very blissful. So which I was there in deep sleep? Body was not there, mind was not there, nothing was there. The entire personality totally disappeared when it was sleeping, but that I was still present. Otherwise, the I cannot say, I slept well, I enjoyed a good sleep, it was very blissful. So understand, our spiritual masters, we call it as rishis, maharishis, sages. Vyasa, Vyasa is very popular, Vyasa. So they started inquiring, what is the I? And then in their deep inquiry, they came to understand that the real I is that Chaitanya, which is common in each one of us. So one more humorous story I will tell you. If you remember, when we were in school, there was a time when unemployment was at its peak. There was a lot of unemployment problem. So there was a very famous joke. I think many of you know this joke. The joke is that we call those who have passed St. Michael's, we call them ex-Michaelites. So there was, just an example, we take two names. There was one John and the other was Mr. Tom, John and Tom, Johnny and Tommy. So they, after school, they parted, and they were in, they studied the college also. They went to the college also, but after college, John could not get any job. He tried in many places, he could not get any job. Then he went to a zoo, animals zoo, and there he asked him, can I get a job here? The manager told him, there is no job here, but I can give you a job if you are ready to do that. Our gorilla died. The gorilla is very attractive. So if you can do, we have removed the skin. We can dress you up. We can dress you up like a gorilla, and you can be in the cage in the morning during the daytime, and you can entertain the crowd. Are you ready? The young boy said. Johnny said, "Yes, I am ready." So he was given the gorilla skin. He wore the dress. He looked like a gorilla, and he was in the cage, and he was entertaining those who came to the zoo. So he was very happy. The people who came to the zoo, they were they really enjoying this gorilla. So he was jumping and dancing and rolling, etc. He was also very happy that he was able to really entertain the people, the visitors who came to the zoo. The next, the cage was a little tall, but it had no closure. The next one, it was a lion, a very huge lion. Now this gorilla, this Johnny, he started climbing up the bars. And unfortunately, when climbing up the bars, he slipped and fell into the lion's cage. My God! He fell in the lion's cage, and the lion was slowly. He just sat there and he said, "Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, help me! Jesus Christ, save me! Jesus Christ, save me!" He was praying and praying in his closed eyes. The lion slowly walked, came up to him, and the lion said, "Johnny, don't worry. I'm your friend, Tommy." So, outside it was the gorilla. Can you understand the point? They were both ex-Michaelites. Outside it was the gorilla. That person outside, he was John, but within they were both. What did they have in common? They were both ex-Michaelites. Therefore, what I'm trying to tell you is the rishis, they tried to find out what is common in every one of us. As human beings, we are different. We are Keralites, we have the Tamils, we have Kannadigas, we have Telugus, we Hindi, Marathis, Punjabis, etc. Then we have Europeans, Englishmen, Frenchmen, Germans, Japanese, Chinese. They are all variety. God created variety. Man created differences. God created variety. Man created differences. So the rishis, they tried to find out what is common in every living being, and they found out that the deep within, the essence, the pure consciousness, that is common in every one of us. That is why Godmen, the so-called Godmen, saints, they are able to see God in every living being. That is what is taught here. So we have to understand, now we are no longer youngsters. Our youth is gone. You have heard of Ghatotkacha, Bhima's son Ghatotkacha, you have heard? Yes, certainly you have heard of Ghatotkacha. But you may not heard of Ghatotkacha's son, a powerful son, as powerful as Ghatotkacha. Ghatotkacha's son's name was Barbaric. Barbaric was also very strong, very intelligent, and very pious, like his grandfather Bhima. So he also meditated for a long time, and Barbaric's mother told him, "Barbaric, you go to Krishna, Sri Krishna, and you ask him to accept you as his disciple. We need a guru. We have academic knowledge, but academic knowledge alone will not help us. We need spiritual knowledge also. So after the academic knowledge we get in colleges up to PhD, then why we need a guru? So Barbaric went to Krishna and he told Krishna, oh Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna, please accept me as your disciple. Krishna said, I will ask you a few questions. If you answer them, then I will accept you as my disciple. And Krishna listened carefully. Krishna asked this question, what is that once it leaves you, it never comes back to you? And what is that once it comes to you, it never leaves you? One, what is that which once it leaves you, it never comes back to you? And the second one is, what is that once it comes to you, it never leaves you? Immediately Barbaric replied, that once it leaves us, it will not come back. That is Yauvanam, youth. Youth, once it leaves us, the youth has left us. Youth has left us. It will never come back to us. So that is what, once it leaves us, it will never come back to us. That is the first answer. And what is that? Once it comes to us, it will never leave us. Old age. Old age, once it comes to us, it will never leave us. Sometimes we have to talk in this way. We have no choice. What I am telling you is, it's a fact. And therefore, again we come back to Swami Chinmayananda. Swami Chinmayananda taught me the Vedas, the Vedic knowledge, scriptures, Indian scriptures. So once somebody asked him, what do you mean by sannyasa? So right in front of our Bangalore monastery, Bangalore ashram, and right in front of us, there is an old age home. Old age home in India is disgraceful. Orphanages, of course, we can understand, but old age home in India, it is disgraceful. We used to go there very often. Our youngsters have gone there very often. I go with them. So old parents are put in the old age home by the youngsters. It is a shame, it's a disgrace. The parents who have brought us up, once they are old and they are useless, they are dumped in the old age home. And we have heard these stories. The old men, they are crying. The old women, they are crying and they are telling us, the the sons and daughters, they have left them in the old age home. Our group look after them very well. Old age home is a disgrace in this country, because India is a country where we respect elders as equal to God. Therefore, there will be a time will come when I become really old, and when I become really old, the world no longer needs me. I am old. In the Shakespeare 7 stages of man, he says, in the old age, he says, then comes the second childishness, sans teeth, sans taste, sans everything. Shakespeare, you remember the poem we learned, 7 stages of man, and all the world is a stage, and all the men mere actors. And therefore, the last stages, the 7 stages, he says, and the second childishness, the old man is like a child, and he does not, memory is gone. Sans eyes, sans teeth, sans taste. Not able to see well, not able to taste any well. The teeth are gone, he is able to chew. That the Calicut we have that banana chips, vartakai. The no teeth, we cannot chew it. So the body becomes old, the desire remains young. And therefore, when I am really old, nobody wants me. I am of no use to anybody. The world will kick me. But if I am a spiritual person, if I remember my Guru's teaching right from my Brahmacharya ashram, from my student life, I come to the married life, then Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. I remember my Guru's teaching, a time will come when the world no longer needs me, the world will kick me. And therefore, my Guru's mantra, my devotion to God has made me really, physically I am weak, but mentally I am really strong. I don't need anything. I am so peaceful inside. If I chant my Guru mantra every day, what is necessary will come in front of me without my asking. Can you believe? When I was young, I was always going to temple, and the family was very much upset. Can you believe 3 jobs came knocking at my door? Academically, I am only a matriculate. I could not complete my engineering diploma. But 3 jobs came knocking at my door because of my devotion. I don't say I'm not a devotee. I know God will take care of me. God will take care of me, but at the same time, we need self-effort also. Self-effort and God's grace go hand in hand. And therefore, when we are old, coming to the point when we are old age, in old age, the world may kick me, but I have become really independent. And the sannyasa is, Swami Chirmayananda beautifully says, kick the world before the world kicks you. That is sannyasa. And one more example, say, I will stop. We take the way they ask us why we wear the bhasmam. In our language, we say bhasmam, or the appropriate word is vibhuti. The ash, we take the ash and we wear it. So why do we wear the ash? The ash is, when I take the ash in my hand, you can see any object put in the fire will get reduced to ashes. The ultimate form of every object is ash, and therefore ash represents the ultimate form of every object. Anything put in the fire will reduce to ashes, and therefore the ash represents the first cause that we call as God. My God in heaven, we call it Brahma, they may call it Allah, any name he can call him. The supreme cause, that is what the ash represents. So when I take the ash, I remember the supreme being. Any object put in the fire becomes ash. In the same way, all objects, they are ultimately come from the first cause, that is God. Where does the egg come from? From the hen. Where the hen come from the egg. And where that hen comes from another egg. So the hen comes from the egg comes from the hen. Which came first? Science has no answer. The seed came from the tree. The tree came from the seed. The tree came from the seed came from the tree. Which came first? Science has no answer. And therefore, there is a cause and effect we can see in this world. The first cause is what we call as God. There can be endless arguments, we don't want to argue. And therefore, secondly, when I take the ash and when I take the ash, I remember any moment I may be reduced to ashes. Yesterday, my stepmother passed away. Yesterday evening, my stepmother passed away. So, it is ashes. Now we bring the ashes to Amma, and we will immerse in the ocean. And therefore, Vibhuti also means Vividam Bhavati. Vibhuti, when we take the Vibhuti, we remember that the Vividam Bhavati, he who has become everything is God's Vibhuti. He has become everything, and that is the real spirituality, is seeing God in every being in this universe. So let's remember, learn to accept everything. At the same time, we should, when we accept everything, that does not mean that we should know each object has its place in the universe. That also should be clearly known. But at the same time, in our hearts of hearts, let us remember that we are all one. That is the academic knowledge plus the spiritual knowledge we have to learn. If I started with Menon sir's example, that let us not give too much importance to dress. So that is what we had to say. Let us follow our path. We have different paths. We have different. Some may believe in God. Some may not believe in God. We have different paths, different gurus. We worship different gods. It may be, but we have to understand that ultimately there is one supreme being, and that is our supreme goal. Sooner or later, we have to merge into that supreme being. So let us pray to that supreme being to bless us and finally help us merge into that supreme being. Om Amritageetananda Namaha.